Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Crystal Barrett's May I Scraplift You. And the creative scrapper I'm lifting today is Beth Moloney. And on Instagram, it is Beth2408, and this is the layout I'm scrapping. I'm only going to have 2 photos instead of 3, and probably a little bit more. I'm scrapping these 2 photos of my youngest grandkids, and they are landscape style, so they might take up as much room as her 3 did. I'm going to use that die there from Gina Marie Designs. It's a log, and that stencil, and I do not know the name of that stencil, but it is by Crafter's Workshop. I won't be using these. I thought I might, but I won't be. I'll forget all about them. And then this is Simple Stories Vintage Berry Fields. Vintage Berry Fields. I got some off of Peachy Cheap. It was brand new, it said, and it was because I decided to get the 12 by 12 stuff. And yeah, I was having a hard time finding it the first couple of days. Then everybody had it. Um, I didn't pay attention enough. Hers does not go all the way to the top with the pattern paper going across there. Mine is going to, though, because like I said, I forgot all about it. I am going to stencil it first, and I'm using wild honey. And then I'm going to use scattered straw for pretty much everything else that I do. I might pull in some green sometime or another. I remember doing it. But other than that, I'm going to be using the scattered straw. But I wanted this to show up a little more. And that scattered straw matches that background paper. And instead of them being envelopes like they've been for a while on the background, it looks kind of like maybe an invoice of some kind. And so it does have a pretty pattern on the background. Uh, the paper that gingham that I have there, it came out of that big gingham 12 by 12 paper pad that I have. And it has like 180 papers in it, so they are pretty thin. Of course, it don't have 180 anymore because I've been pulling from it. But yeah, that's what it started out with. Beth has patterns layered on the pattern papers layered behind her photo. I seen that patchwork piece and I wanted to use it, so I made it bigger so it'd be sure and show up. And then it kind of blended in with the gingham, so I added some blue behind it. And then I'm adding, let's see, I'm going to forget one of the layers, I think. I think I do. No, maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. I do forget one of them. I set it overside, I guess. Um, I am going to use that wood grain and that blue that uh, Malachi has blue on, so I wanted to bring some of the blues out in this collection. And I just used the wood grain because I liked it and wanted to use it. But they were at my daughter's rental house. They were between renters and were cleaning up and stuff. And my daughter came over with uh, strawberry cheesecake. And the kids decided they wanted to have a picnic. So they're using, well, Malachi has a cinder block sitting on it. But it looks more like Hope's just crouching down there. But they are getting ready to eat the strawberry cheesecakes. Beth has a tag on the left hand side, so I put one there. I first thought I'd put one with strawberries, but I decided to put the strawberry blossoms instead because of all the red in the background. And I'm going to use a few, yeah, a few strawberries on each side. In the 6 by 8 paper pad, there's some rulers, so I added one to that side, and I will add to the other because I don't like the papers just meeting. I like to add a little bit of a border in between there. Most of them are going to get covered up. Mostly they are, but you will be able to see a little bit at the end. At first, I thought I'd just put a border down there on the bottom of the gingham and add a cluster, even though there isn't one in the original layout that Beth made. I really like her layout, but you all know I like more. So I have a tendency just to keep going. I look at the layout and get started and then forget to look after that. I do remember things from it and try to have them, but then I just go ahead and add things I like too. Um, but I started just put that gingham on the bottom, but then I thought, how cute would it be to have some grass poking up from behind it? So that's what I'm doing. I had a tree ring left over from another layout and already inked up and everything because I thought I was going to use one large and two small on it, but I didn't. So I decided to use a small one on this one, and I am just going to make it into a cluster with some of the berry vines and a sign. I'm going to make a sign that says strawberries and I think 46 cents or something like that. But then I also have that banner in the front, and it says the good life. I used a scrap for the post on my sign, and it is one that I went ahead and stamped it. I had stamped it with the crackle stamp, and so it does have a little black ink on it. And when I went to get the 12 by 12 stuff, I seen that they had rub-ons for this collection. So yeah, I had to buy them. And that's what I'm using now. I was looking at my little cluster there and I thought, well, there isn't a whole lot of flowers in here. Maybe I didn't get the right ephemera thing, that would have flowers or something. I don't know, but I felt like I needed more. So yeah, that rub-on went on there, and then I'm gonna add to my cluster in front of it. And I think it turned out pretty good for a rub-on to be right there. I did uh, glue these to some white cardstock and then cut around them so that I would have sturdier pieces so I could put foam tape under part of it and then cut part of it off and lay it down lower so there would be more dimensional flowers instead of just being flat on there. Well, blossoms and berries. And then there's these cute little buttons that was in there. So since I have blue up there in the top with the picture, I wanted to have some blue down there in my cluster, so I added a blue button. But I will add another button somewhere later, but I haven't added it yet. Um, let's see. Oh, here's my log. It was already made up when I first got the die. I had to play with it. And I've had it since November because that's when I won it off of Chelsea's channel, and had a gift certificate for Gina Marie Design, so that's where that's from. Um, I just cut it in half so I could use half on one end and half on the other. And I'm going to add some green grass there too, plus some more of the flower blossoms and berries. But yeah, I got 5 things in the little deal of the day from Peachy Cheap. I used to be able to resist and just have the Peachy Cheap thing and use the 6x8 and put it on white paper or something else I already had. Well, that's why I'd bought the gingham, because different times I would need a 12 by 12, so I'd adhere that thin stuff to cardstock and use it. But it's hard to resist when you think about all the things you could do if you have the 12 by 12. So even though went ahead and ordered that day, I still had to go ahead and order the 12 by 12. Once I seen it, I mean, it was so pretty. I had to go ahead and do it. But while I'm adding blossoms, berries, and grass to the clusters on each side of the photos, I want to mention that down there below, you'll find the master link that Crystal created for this hop this month so that all the videos would be in the same place and it wouldn't have so much trouble trying to keep up with who did a layout what day, because you don't have to do it every day. If you want to join in, you could join in for maybe 2 days out of the whole month even, or one, or you can do it every day. But there are some doing it 2 and 3 times a week. And yeah, I'm already behind. In case y'all didn't notice, I'm already behind. I was hardly home yesterday, and yeah, it don't take much to get behind on this. I'm a slow scrapper. I mean, slower than Christmas. My alarm went off while I was doing this, telling me it's 12 o'clock because I had a pill to take at 12 o'clock. And I thought, wow, I can't believe the alarm went off. And I thought, I'm so close to getting done. I'm going to go ahead and finish it and then go eat something and take my medicine. Ha! It was 41 minutes later before I got done. Yeah, and I don't even know what I did during that 41 minutes hardly because I thought it was only going to take a few minutes. But I glanced at the clock when I came in here and thought, oh my goodness, I am a slow scrapper. But through the magic of video editing, I look like I'm fast, don't I? And I have to talk fast to keep up with myself when I'm doing it too and forget what I've said and haven't said. Um, well, that's if I have to do the voiceover more than once. Let's see, where am I at on this? Oh, I have that one piece. It's a sticker, so I added it to cardstock and cut it out. But it was super cute. I cut out two, I think. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure there's another one over there because I remember cutting out two. But I decided to use this one, and then I'm going to put my title to the left on Beth's layout. Hers is kind of below her paper, but I made my paper bigger, so I am going to add mine to the paper that is on there. If y'all are getting confused, I understand why. Sorry. I'm certainly not doing a good job of explaining. I have three butterflies. There is a whole sticker sheet of butterflies, which I thought of later, but I have these three butterflies, and normally I put the smallest at the top so it looks like they're flying away and it's farther away. But that yellow one wouldn't have showed up very good down there on the yellow paper, so I went ahead and put it up there. It's a tiny bit bigger than the others, but they're basically all about the same size. So I just went ahead and did that. And after doing that, I think I add splatters. Boy, I can't glance away for a second and I'm off. The splatters are on there. And now the rub-on piece, I'm going to use it and just kind of put it here and there. Yeah, and I had to be careful about the splatters. Yeah, because I remembered it afterwards. But I figured if I put it back in there, that one piece would come apart from the other and then it'd stick to something it shouldn't. So I decided to use it. But then I think I am done with the layout. Yeah, I'm making sure I use all of it, as you can tell. I see I had a little bit more, so I had to come back over to the left-hand side. And that one, it had the stenciling there, and it had like a straight line, only has a little tinge of red to it. So I just added it to the stencil line so it looked like it was all one thing. Oh, and I said that if I was going to have all the bottom with uh, the rub-ons, I need a little bit up there at the top. So that's why that last tiny bit went up there. But if you see any of my layouts you want to scrap lift, you are welcome to. They are to inspire and share. Um, but yeah, there's my layout. And it looks kind of wonky on the bottom because I didn't hold my camera straight. In case y'all wonder why they're off sometimes, if you don't hold it straight, it kind of grows on the corners. But there's my cluster down there at the bottom with the Good Life and the Tim Holtz tree ring that I had left over. And you can barely see that button under there. And there's the Sweet Sunshine title and the left-hand cluster with the tag. And yeah, the log looks pretty good hanging out there. It's two pieces and you put them together. And one's like the inside of the log and one's the outside. So I really liked it. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you liked the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. And thank you all for watching today. I appreciate that too. But have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun with the playlist and checking out all the videos and getting lots of inspiration. and maybe find a new channel or two to subscribe to. Bye.